Hello my viewers, welcome back to the channel. By the video title, you know what this video is about. As you guys probably seen, Highsmith was back practicing yesterday, so we'll see if he's available to play against the Browns. It was expected that he's going to play. You know, him and JPJ will be back. Of course, we got Deshaun Elliott already back with the Vikings. He had a big impact in that game. He had an interception, he had a sack. Went out there and played some good football, of course, in that game. So we'll see if Highsmith is able to play. And if he is, it's probably going to be like a limited role, maybe like him kind of easing into things a little bit. Herbert been playing very good football. Ever since he took over, been playing some very good football as a starter. And I want to make sure probably to keep Herbert in that role. Because the Steelers did mention that last week that they see all of their edge rushers as starters, like the top three ones. It's like our three starters. They said TJ Watt, Highsmith, and Herbert. So they kind of see them all as starters. So we'll see maybe certain games guys get more than others, like certain looks and stuff. We know TJ Watt gonna get them, do his thing. Of course, he's TJ Watt. But we know Herbert and Highsmith would probably rotating in and out like that, mixing it up. And Watt too, of course, as well, to kind of keep guys fresh, and Jack Sawyer being in the mix here and there. So we'll see how things kind of go a little bit. I know people wanted to trade Highsmith away, which would be interesting. Trade him away like that. But I feel like you could possibly just keep him and maybe trade away one of those late. I think we got like 3 third-round picks, right? Or 2 of them, or 3 of them third-round picks. You possibly could use one of those picks and trade one of those away to try to bring in a receiver if you want to do that. Because I feel like having those edge rushers, especially injuries be happening. So having edge rushers and having depth at that position, I think always very good to have like that up in your front seven. And we've seen the depth that Steelers have on defense that has helped us when guys went down with injuries. When JPJ was out with the injuries, we still had guys who made plays. Eccles, who made plays. Jalen Ramsey, who made plays like that. Jalen Ramsey played all around the field, of course, and Darius Slays and stuff. And then we have certain guys. Deshaun Elliott went out with injury. We still had one Thornhill. We brought Jabril Peppers, got him, moved them up like that as well, and had other guys who stepped in. So having depth is always good. So we'll see if the Steelers decide to just, keep all their guys around, and then if they make a move at receiver, because receiver is depleted right now a little bit because Calvin Austin is injured. DK Metcalf, we know, is a good receiver. I think he's one of those guys who's close to being elite level receiver. Like that. He's one of those guys who's good. You can definitely rely. Definitely a top 20, maybe top like 17, 18. Depending on where you have him ranked, 16, 15, around that range, like receiver in the league like that. One of the guys you like, okay, this is a name, a household name of the past few years. But after that, the Steelers don't really have any receivers who's like, I'm not saying like those guys are like worthless or anything, but just the guys are not really the biggest names, or not really don't bring the most production really. And you look at Ben Skoranek. I like Ben Skoranek as what he do as a player. He one of those guys who just do everything. Special teams, he make plays. He had a fumble recovery on special teams. He had a touchdown this season. On the first game of the season, he makes some tough catches. He gets some handoffs sometimes. He do all type of things, like things you just want to put him out there on special teams to tackle somebody or to return something or do something. He always make a play, of course. He wasn't those type of guys like that. But as a pure receiver, I don't think he'll be. I don't know. I don't think he'll be super good for us. Stepping in that role. We'll see how things go. We're playing the Cleveland Browns, so we'll see how things kind of happen in that game. And then you look at Scotty Miller. Scotty Miller. Now he has some speed to him. He'll make a few plays, but we still have yet to see him be like a super constant threat, of course. And he was a little threat when he was the Buccaneers, when Tom Brady was there, but Tom Brady made everybody look like a threat. So yeah, we haven't seen him be a threat since that time like that. Then you look at, of course, Roman Wilson. He's supposed to be a guy he was a 3rd round pick last year. Supposed to be a guy who steps up and be a top level player for us. But he still have not done that yet. I don't think he caught a pass yet. Ever, you're right. I don't think so. I don't think he caught a pass yet ever. I know he had the little the kick return, little thing that happened when we had the little onside kick. He recovered that. That was a good play, but he haven't caught a pass yet. So we'll see if Roman Wilson steps up in this game. They utilize him in the slot or the outside. And we see him make some plays in preseason, but preseason is preseason. The regular season is the regular season. And everybody playing. You're playing against the All Pros. You're playing against the Pro Bowlers. You're playing against the top level players, of course. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, that right there is the main thing right there for the Steelers, the receiver room. And then you look at, of course, after that, the Steelers did sign was it Raheem? I think Raheem Blackshear, the return specialist running back for the Panthers. He spent like 3 years with the Panthers. I guess they bring a guy in to be, you know, the return man full time. So that's cool to have a guy like that. And then we also signed a safety too, the undrafted safety from he was from Minnesota. His name is Jack Henderson from Minnesota. They're showing he played 2 years at their college, had over 100 tackles, of course. They say he had like 7 sacks. You know, they had an interception. Like I said, 7 pass deflections in college as well. So he was undrafted free agent with the Panthers. So we'll see. They're bringing him in probably for some depth purposes and stuff as well. You know, based off of looking at his highlights and looking at some of his film and stuff, he's more of a downhill type guy, downhill thumper type guy to help ensure the run. So maybe they want to have a guy where they can like rotate to put out there, you know, with Jabril Peppers and stuff. Jabril Peppers can, you know, Jabril Peppers is a safety, but he looked like a linebacker when you look at him like that a little bit. But he moves like a safety. He built like a linebacker a little bit, and he's a thumper too. He can come downhill and make plays. So yeah, we probably see those guys get opportunities. And you know, of course, the linebackers we have, of course, as well. So the Steelers did a good job though, adding those pieces to help ensure more in the run defense and more depth as well. So we'll see how things kind of go with our team. But yeah, that's the injury. Most of the injury report right there. Most of the injuries and most of some of the roster moves going on. We'll see what happens today. But that's all I have for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you did, like and subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Peace out.